I was printing TPU and the extruder got stuck. Now if I try to extrude, I get this tack 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 sound. Basically means the motor is trying to move but unable because there's a tangle somewhere with the material inside the extruder. Okay, time to disassemble. I turn it off. I make sure that the extruder is at a height of one extruder approximately. Now I can move this to be in a more comfortable position and we start disassembling. Notice I'm going to put pressure here and here on these sides of the side walls of the extruder, past the line that we can see there that is separating the front piece. So I'm going to press with my 2 fingers and then I'm going to, with my right hand, pull backwards, and this will release the front of the extruder. Now that I remove the front, I'm going to remove this upper and side panels of the cover. It's going to remove 4 screws. There's 1, 2, and on the back 3 and 4. Keep in mind that there are 2 different sizes of screws. You will find these 2 different sizes in the Allen keys that came with the printer when you bought it. During this video I'm not mentioning which is which, but you'll figure it out. I mean, you have to occasionally change from one size to the other, back and forth. It's not very intuitive. I don't know what the people who designed this thing were thinking. Be mindful of all the different sizes of screws, maybe keep them close to the parts they belong to. And now we want to remove the cables from this front panel. There's a red connector right there, and there's a black cable with white connector. You want to remove both of those. Once you remove these 2 cables, the front panel is free and you can just put it somewhere else. Keep working on the rest. The next step is going to be remove the 2 cables from the nozzle. You have a white cable and a thicker black cable that you're removing. Now we're going to remove this small latch that is keeping the nozzle in place. Notice how I'm using small plier to pull it to the side a little bit and then upwards, so that will release the nozzle. And the nozzle just slides downwards, no problem, no effort. Now I'm removing this cable with a black connector that belongs to the fan cooler. And now I'm going to loosen up these 5 screws. I mean, don't need to remove the screw completely, but just loosen up all the way until the piece that the screw is holding is released. And also remove these 2 connectors here with wires on the left. This 5th screw has a different size on the head, and as I remove it you can see how this portion here is starting to loosen up, and that's actually what we want to remove. As I'm pulling outwards, you can see a little gear came out. Sometimes the gear can stay stuck in its axis, like you see I'm putting it back there. Some other times it may come together with the piece I'm holding in my hand. I mean, these are moving parts that may or may not remain attached to the rest of the mechanism. So now I can manually loosen up this area here to also remove pressure from that gear right there. So, but the important thing is, this is where the tangles happen, inside of these gears, instead of this section right here that we're seeing, with the gear that I'm holding in my hand right now, inside of this plastic section that I'm holding with my hands. That's where the tangle will happen, because the hole where the filament goes in is up there, and it goes through those gears that are grabbing the filament and pushing it downwards. So that's where tangles would happen. Here you see an example of black TPU got stuck inside the gears, and actually was so stuck that the black wheel would not even come out, and it was super difficult to remove. I had to be very careful not to break anything, but you can see I'm pulling, trying to rotate that black gear, and it's not even moving because of how much filament is stuck between the gears and the mechanisms right there. Eventually I managed to get it out, and that's how I unclogged that particular instance of tangled TPU. And here's another example when I was working with orange TPU. Similar situation, you can see a tangle. I had to remove it with pliers. This one came out relatively easy, but you get the idea. This is the typical situation. After we have dealt with the tangle, it's time to reassemble the extruder again. We're going to put the gears back to where they belong, and then this piece that we removed, we have to put it back in. Remember, it's going to be this 5 different screws, so we can try to align the position of the screws with the back section of the extruder. At this point it should be relatively straightforward. Just adjust the 5 screws we initially unscrewed until they are tight. Then continue to reconnect these wires. It's relatively simple because you have a lower wire and an upper wire, so just respect the positions, then it's gonna fit no problem. Now grab the nozzle, and the correct position is with the smaller white wire facing you, and you slide it upwards, and now you can take that small latch lock and put it back where it was, and it's gonna hold the nozzle in place. Now you can reconnect that cooler wire, then connect these thicker wires at the bottom. The white thinner wires are next, and it's time to reattach the outer panel. It's a little bit tricky because you have this side plastic piece coming out, so you have to align with the hole on that left side. But once you're aligned, it's time to just screw everything back in place. Remember, we have 2 screws on the front and 2 on the back. Then we take the front panel and proceed to attach the wires. It's relatively easy because you have a red one and a white one, and that color code is going to help you see which one goes where. Then reattach the front panel, first the top section and then the bottom section, until you see it's perfectly aligned and you hear the click. That means that it has been attached proper, and you're good. Here I'm reattaching the filament funnel because I removed it at the beginning of the procedure, but then yes, just anything you remove, just put it back in and you'll be ready to go back to printing. If you found this video useful, remember to comment, like, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and happy printing!